Sastry and Cesario feel they have the best two left hands in the game. And instead of going to the backhand, Sastry just switches hands and hits with his left.
Well, the young man from Fordham Road said he's been playing since he's 4 years old, and that experience is coming through right now.
That ball actually went out, giving Diaz and Figueroa a chance to get some life, any kind of life in this match at all. They're down big.
Freddie Figueroa makes good on that serve finally, and I think they've got their first 2 points of the game. It's 17-2. Actually, 2 serving 17.
Maybe Diaz can get into a little bit of a groove here. He's got these last few serves, pretty good form on them.
Well, this is the role that Freddie Diaz wanted, and this is what he does best. He's certainly playing with intensity we have not seen in the tournament.
Oh, bad break there. Could not get out of the way of that ball. Wound up hitting him. He loses that weapon of his.
4 serving 17. You could see Freddie was trying to get.
Cesario just made a mistake, left it a little bit under, didn't hit the wall.
Sammy Cesario with a low serve. Sammy hails from Riverdale, New York.
I thought that serve was short myself. I was wondering if Figueroa was going to appeal it. They will appeal. I wasn't sure. It seemed that it was either definitely short or it hit the line. The referee's going to now check with the linesman, see if anyone had a better view of it than he did.
Well, both of the gentlemen, Robert Sastry and Sammy Cesario, play their paddleball largely at Van Cortlandt Park on Broadway, and that's where they got together. Both have been playing for a long time. They've been playing together for a long time. They had told me that they broke up for a while, much like I suppose lovers in a relationship would break up because they needed to play with other people. But now they're back where they both feel most comfortable and where they're doing well. 18 serving 4.
Yeah, that appeal was denied. Not much you're going to do on shots like that. Cesario and Sastry are just hitting them perfectly.
Wow, 19 serving 4. They're closing in for the kill and a chance to play in the New York City Open Finals. I think that was a fault, a long fault on the serve. And Sammy Cesario will take a little easier attempt at it. Oh, shanked off Cesario's paddle.
A miss hit. Diaz and Figueroa better take advantage of this now.
4 serving 19, but I think the ref said that one was no good, and they're going to start again. Diaz didn't wait for the play to start.
That one was going out. I don't know why Sastry hit it. Now you have a little confusion as to which point count, which point doesn't. The referee's going to have to straighten it out here. He's got it at 4:19.
Freddie Diaz does not have the build of some of the other athletes out here. He's content to stand in the center of the court and serve it to all the corners. Good volley.
I heard a hold it from somewhere. I wasn't sure if that was the fans or one of the players.
I think it was Jack Fuller, the referee, and so they're going to do that one over. 5 serving 19. Again, I love the way Freddie plays the game. He stands in the center of the court, and everything revolves around him when his game is on.
He just flicks his wrist, and the ball answers.
I heard the oohs from the crowd that time.
That was short. That must have been short. Look, they're going to have to appeal that one.
I think Cesario is looking for the appeal right now. You can see him talking to Jack Fuller about it.
What he's talking to him now, actually, is Diaz serving quickly. He's getting the ball and immediately serving. The referee is supposed to say what the score is. After you hear the score, then you're allowed to serve. It seems that Diaz is taking the ball and serving right off the bat. That's what Cesario's complaining about.
He's trying to get the rhythm of the game to go his way. He's got just about nothing else going his way. He feels if he can get the rhythm going his way, then he'll have a chance to get the momentum that he needs, get the 3, 4, 5, and 6 and more serves that he needs in a row, because that's the kind of game he's going to have to play in order to win. Freddie's an interesting character. Plays his paddleball in the Bronx, is a auto mechanic, lives on Gun Hill Road in the Bronx. He's 35 years old. Says he's played 2 times a week for the last 20 years. Certainly shows in the way he serves. 6 serving 19. A lot of the fans, the Freddie Diaz fans behind us, know the kind of game he can play as we do. 7 serving 19.
Wow.
He is a very enjoyable player to watch.
He knows when to hit it hard. He knows when to use the touch, like he did just then.
Well, right now it's the Freddie Diaz show, and he's certainly taken momentum away. Let's see if it's too late or not too late for Sastre and Cesario to make up for it. And now Figueroa wants a block on that. He felt he didn't have a chance to get to it. And he's going to ask Jack
I'm not
Fuller
sure
about
I
that.
agree. It seemed to me that Cesario just was standing there, and Figueroa had a chance to get the ball. He looks like he took the wrong angle to get to it. The referee's now going to confer again and decide what his call is going to be.
Well, one of the things about this, Kevin, is that they're going to ask each referee, but they're not going to ask you and me. So we might or might not agree, but it's not really going to be a factor at this point. I think the score is 11-19, although pending what happens on this particular play.
Well, with this little delay, we're going to see if Diaz can come back and keep that serve rolling. He's sort of got it together now. The last couple of serves have been perfectly placed right where he wants them. All right, now we're going to have a conference at center court.
We should mention that each of the players, each of the teams had an entry fee of $30 per team. The winning team in today's tournament will get $250. Second place, $150. Third place, $100. Fourth place gets their next tournament free. So there's a debris on the court. Score is 10 serving 19. And Freddie Figueroa trying to keep his rhythm going, and has a double fault on the serve. It's funny how that rhythm was broken by the appeal, and he was not able to capitalize. 10 serving 19. Figueroa trying to change cadence, and it works. So it's 11 serving 19.
Beautiful fake right there. He had Cesario back and just dropped it short.
I think they called a fault on a serve that time, so it'll be 11 serving 19.
Some of the court observers don't agree, but their calls don't matter.
There is fairness in this game, but only to a point. Well, they've broken the serve now. Let's see if Sammy Cesario and Robert Sastre can get the last 2 points they've needed to win this game and catapult them into the finals. They've got one. It's now point game.
What a behind-the-back serve from Cesario.
And that looks like that's it. Oh, no, that
No,
hit the
Figueroa
ground. I
saved
called
that.
the wrong
What a
one. He did save
beautiful
it.
dive. Just getting his paddle on it.
And that will be the game.
That's all she wrote.
Sastre won most of the games on it, most of the points in that one on his serve. And so they will go to the finals. It will be Robert Sastre and Sammy Cesario, the number 1 seed, facing, appropriately enough, the number 2 seed, Anthony Fiorino and Donnie Schiaffone. All 4 players, Bronx players, appropriately enough, here in Orchard Beach as the tournament goes on. Gary Axelbank with Kevin Lynch, and we will now throw to Rich Mancuso, who will be standing by with his third interview. I don't know if Rich is ready. We'll give him a moment or two. Want to talk about the next match. We have Sastre and Cesario against Schiaffone and Fiorino. 4 excellent paddleball players.
4 excellent players that are right now, based on what we've seen so far, playing close to or at the top of their games. If you remember, Fiorino and Schiaffone absolutely breezed through the first 2 rounds. And while Cesario and Sastre had a little bit of trouble, they, in the end, wound up rolling over Figueroa and Diaz. So we're going to see a matchup of 2 teams that are hot right now.
I would like to see some volleys in the games. In both of the times, in both of the games we've seen in the semifinals, the serve is dictated. We'll see if either of the teams can return those, return those serves by largely Sastre and Fiorino. Anyway, right now we will have that action in a moment. Right now, let's go to Rich Mancuso, who's standing by with a special guest, and then we'll be back with the finals action.
Thank you,
Rich?
Gary. I'm now back with Mike Magnoldi, a man responsible for this tournament at Orchard Beach today. And Mike, as we were discussing earlier, this is a sport in rising popularity. And the one problem that I know you confront is getting somebody to underwrite such competition as this.
Oh yes, it's always very difficult to get an underwriter or some kind of financial assistance from companies and individuals. I think what happens is they really don't understand the true picture of what we do and how we reach the public with our events. As you can see, we do reach a large audience.
Right.
And it's a great day for everybody. Everybody has a lot of fun.
Right. One thing you are doing is trying to get these programs and Paddleball Association as yourself into the school system. You did in 1994, and then unfortunately a budget crunch, and you couldn't get the funding to do that. Now, what has to be done to get that back into the school system?
Well, plain and simple, it comes down to dollars and cents. You know, budgets are cut, and programs such as our sports program in the schools had to be cut along with it. You know, we were really, right now, we'd like to get our 95 season in if we can get somebody to help us out, underwrite a program for high school kids throughout New York City.
Right now, the National Junior Tennis League is also does a similar thing in the schools. They've run into some budget problems, but I would imagine you want to do something like the National Junior Tennis League does in the New York City area.
Oh, by far, yes. They run a fine program, and we would seek to run our program in parallel exactly like they have it. You know, have kids coming out and playing, showing how important teamwork is, not just on the courts, but also in everyday life.
How does a guy like yourself keep this thing going if you can't get the public funding to support it?
I do, basically for the last 2 years, I've been funding the National Paddleball Association out of my own pocket. Plus, we had a few contributors last year. Mr. Zachary Fisher from Fisher Development helped us out with a very big contribution. And this year, it just seems like the money has dried up, and we're having a heck of a time trying to get it going.
But you keep it going because of your love for this game. As you said earlier, you've been playing this game since you were a young guy here in the Bronx, and you continue to like it. And Mike, everyone had a good time today, and you should be congratulated and keep up the good work.
Thanks a lot.
That's Mike Mangialdi, and he's responsible for this great tournament at Orchard Beach today. Gary and Kevin will be back with more of the play-by-play right after this.
Gary Axelbank back with Kevin Lynch at courtside number 11 in Orchard Beach on a glorious summer day. And the only place to be on a summer day in the Bronx is at Orchard Beach. And we are getting set for the National Paddleball Association's New York City Open Paddleball Tournament Finals. The matchups, Robert Sastre and Sammy Cesario, who come in as the number 1 seed, will be playing Anthony Fiorino and Donnie Chiffone, who are the number 2 seed. Sastre and Cesario won their semifinal game by a landslide. Fiorino and Chiffone won their semifinal game by a landslide. We've got 2 good teams, and we certainly are looking forward to a real good match. How do you see this one lining up, Kevin?
In the semifinals, each team used their serve to advance rather quickly. That won't be the case here in the finals. Both teams are adept at serving and returning serve. So I see 2 teams with similar styles. They're both going to be aggressive, going right at each other.
Well, it's billed as the New York City Open Tournament, which means people from literally the entire city, and in fact the entire metro area, can participate. But in fact, we're down here to the final players, and they're all from the Bronx. Robert Sastre and Sammy Cesario basically have honed their skills on Broadway in the Van Cortlandt Park courts. And on the other side of the coin, Anthony Fiorino and Donnie Chiffone have honed their skills in the eastern part of the borough over in the Morris Park area. They've